Hi, I'm Matt from Tubby Tarot. Welcome to another 10 Talk Tuesday. Hello, welcome back. Okay, today I want to talk about an issue that crops up all the time, and I don't know if this happens with you guys when you do readings, but it's kind of a pet peeve of mine, and yet it's something that is so common in tarot that I think everybody who comes for a tarot reading does this. It's the yes or no question. It's called, in technical terms, a closed-ended question as opposed to an open-ended question. Yes or no answers are probably the worst thing to ask a tarot reader to do a spread for. There are spreads for yes or no questions, and yeah, I know a lot of readers who'll do yes or no questions. But it is just, to me, it's kind of like, it is so vague. There are so many permutations within a reading that say doing a yes or no reading is just, I don't know, it boggles my brain. I can't do them. What I do, however, do is I can use a yes or no question as a leaping off point or a starting point. And we could say, Mrs. Jones comes in and she wants to know, will my dog have puppies? Okay. And that's either yes, Mrs. Jones, or no, Mrs. Jones. So I look at the card, I'll do a yes or no reading, and I'll say, yes, Mrs. Jones, she is going to have puppies. However, let us do a more advanced reading. Let's do a 3-card spread or maybe a 5-card spread. And let's see if we can unpack this answer a little bit more. So I'm not only giving Mrs. Jones a yes or no answer, I am elaborating on that answer with a further unpacking of that question. And it could be in the 5-card spread that says, yes, she will have puppies, but she will only have puppies in about 8 months' time, and the puppies are probably not going to be thoroughbred, and you will have to go out and find people to look after the puppies, and she's not going to have puppies because there are all these permutations. So many yes or no questions are going to give you an incredibly vague and distorted answer. Now, how do we overcome this? What do we do? What do we say to clients like this? Because I know we all have these people that come to us and they want definitive, yes, it's going to happen. No, it's not going to happen. So what do we say to people like this? I'll just tell you what I do. I look at the question and then I communicate with the client and I say, okay, this is what you want to ask me. Please understand, this is not really what the cards do. They don't do yes or no. They do options. A tarot reading will give you options. It won't give you yes or no answers. And then what I do is I try to explain to the client that there are 2 ways we can do this. Number 1, we can do a yes or no reading and then I will expand upon it. That's usually quite a popular one. They say, oh, okay, that sounds cool, The other way that you can do it is you can actually say to the client, I'm going to take your question and I'm going to reword it. Let's look at the question that you want answered and let's reword it in a way that it becomes an open-ended question, not a closed-ended question. So you could say, will my dog have puppies? That's the yes or no way of saying it. Or you could say, what can I do so that my dog can have puppies? And then the cards can say, right, you need to do A, B, C, D, find a male dog. Okay. Okay. So can you see how you can do that? You can take a yes or no question and you can turn it into a question that puts the responsibility back onto the person asking the question. And that is what it's all about, isn't it? Really. That is what tarot is all about. Tarot is holding up a mirror in the same way that a psychologist would to the client and saying, these are things you need to think about. And the reading will help the clients to think about things in a different way. That is the crux of everything. That is the absolute crux. You want to try and get your client to come up with their own answers. That's what tarot does. It opens up a kind of different dimensional thinking, if that makes any sense. It kind of forces the clients to think out the box. It shows them aspects that they might or probably haven't ever thought of. It shows them areas of their question or their quest that they probably have not actually thought about. And that is, when I see that happening, it makes me very excited. When I see a client just insist on a yes or no answer, it kind of bums me out. Because there are some people who are going to come into a reading and they're going to want you to say yes or no. They'll be like, yes, but is it going to happen? Is it a yes? Well, you'll do the whole reading, you'll do the yes or no question, you'll expand or expound on it, and you'll be like, this is X, Y, and Z. And then they'll still say to you, yes, I understand that, but are you saying that no, it will not happen? And I'm going like, dude, take what I've given you and look at it. Don't be so adamant. Unfortunately, some people are very blinkered, and they only want to see what they want to see. I think I've said this before. Many people come to you for readings, not so much that you can advise them, but so that they can get validation for their already made up mind. So they've already decided on something. Now they want someone to validate that, and they'll go to a tarot reader for validation more than explanation. Okay. And I think this happens all the time. This happens not only with tarot, I think this happens with counselors and just chatting with people coming to you, your friends coming to you and saying, oh, you know, blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And they've already what do I do? They've already made up their mind. They know what they're going to do. They just want validation from you. They want you to say, yes, that's an excellent idea. And generally they want you to say that even if you think it's not a good idea. So this is the same kind of thing with yes or no questions. People who ask these questions a lot are generally people who don't want to see outside the box. They don't want options. They want validation. And that is it's a very dicey sort of treading on thin ice area to be in as a tarot reader, because generally with these people, you are not going to actually win. There's no win-win situation here. This is a lose-lose, because they can be incredibly adamant, and these people can also become incredibly rude. So if you do have someone that is pumping you for yes, no questions, is it gonna, but you said it's gonna, does it, if you come across a character like that, someone who has that kind of personality, it would be best to stick to exactly what the cards say. Do the best you can with the yes or no reading. What you can do is you can do a yes or no reading, and I will be doing a video on this at some stage. Say yes, and then maybe just look at the other cards in that spread, in that yes or no spread, and then elaborate on that. But the answer is yes, and this is why. Okay, don't actually do a completely separate reading after the yes or no reading. I'm sure you guys have all had this. I'm sure you've had clients that have insisted on yes or no readings. And I would be really interested to know how you deal with this, because it's something that as I said to you, I try to elaborate, or I try to reword the question. But those are just two ways, I'm sure, of dealing with this. What are other ways that we can deal with this? I would love to hear your comments. Please leave a couple of words down below. Let me know what you think. Share with us your thoughts and the way you deal with things. And while you're down there, like, share, and maybe, I don't know, click the little bell icon, and you'll be reminded every time I put a video out. I'm Matt from Tubby Tarot, and I will see you on the flip side.